some of the last things that AI can really take over would be trades. It's going to be very hard for AI to be a plumber. It's going to be very hard for AI to be a carpenter. So I think the best hedge against AI currently would be trade jobs. In trade jobs, you can walk out and get 70, 80K a year off an apprenticeship, you know? So what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Social Club, where everyone has a voice. I'm your host, Jacob Hale, and I just have a very special message for all of you college graduates and high school graduates out there. Wasn't that long ago that I graduated from college, hence my little things here. So I just wanted to take the time, just from a slightly older person to a younger person, if you're about to graduate from high school or college, just to give you some overall advice, things that I see that's going on in the world, and to give you some tips to hopefully give you the ability to get ahead. Now, this is going to be a little bit different than your usual guru that you see on social media. And the reason why is that I'm not here to lie to you. I'm not here to sell you a course or to make you a millionaire. The only thing that I ask is that you guys subscribe to the channel, click the like button, and hit the notifications for all of our future videos that we're going to post. We are a sports channel. We talk about sports, and there's a sports element that I'm going to add to this video, of course. But honestly, I really want this to be for you guys. I want this to be the realest advice you're ever going to get from a very unbiased person. So please, if you have any additional questions outside this video, comment down below. I'm an open book. I have no problem giving you my perspective, giving you some things to think about, and then whatever you do from there, it's your decision, man. Go for it. But the first thing I would say this one is for both high school and college graduates. Number one, congratulations. It's always good to have an accomplishment like that, and it's a great stepping stone into life. Having a high school diploma, I think it's mandatory in the United States at this point in terms of like trying to get a job. And having a college diploma, I don't think it holds the same status as it used to have, that I can talk about later, but it's still an accomplishment and something that's worth praise. So you should be happy and excited for what the future holds for that. Absolutely. I would say my first piece of advice that I would give to both of you guys, high school and college grads, is close the yearbook. I really loved college. I really loved high school. I have so many stories of college and high school that I love to tell people, talk about with my friends, even share on here on this platform whenever it makes sense. At some point, you do have to close the yearbook. And the reason why is that there's a lot of people that I see now that are like, oh, I remember back in college, I miss college, and this is the greatest thing ever. Remember, and I want this to really stick with you guys. College and high school is about the people, it's not about the place. Now, I'm sure LSU campus, Ohio State campus, everything like that, I'm sure they're great campuses. Actually, I know they're great campuses since I've been there. But college and high school are about the people. Don't forget that. The time and fun that you had in those two areas of life, you can have that same amount of fun in your adult life, as long as you have those types of friends and those types of people that you're around. So don't forget that. When I graduated college, I had the same thought. I thought, man, I'm going to miss college. You know, I used to do this, I used to do that. And all that's great. It's great that I woke up at 12 p.m. on a Tuesday, right? Like, things like that are fun. And there's a level of like free will in college that I don't think you can replicate again in real life unless you're a complete millionaire and can do whatever you want. But also understand this, like, it doesn't mean the fun's over. People leave college and think like their life's over and you're about to go to a 9 to 5 that you really hate for the rest of your life. I work a 9 to 5. I enjoy what I do for a living, but more importantly, I have it in balance. I have great friends in my life I have family in my life. I still do a lot of cool things. And a lot of these cool things I still show with you guys through vlogs and the games that I go to and stuff. So don't lose sight of that. Don't be that person that you're 30 years old still talking about your days in college. Don't be that person that you're like, man, I was the man in high school. I was all district in high school. It's like, let it go. It was a great time in your life. You had great stories. Still share those stories. But don't make it seem like your life ended once you left high school or you left college. There's so much more to life, and keep that same mindset. The second thing I would say, this one is probably more for my college grads, but this is applicable to high school as well. Take the advice. It's great advice. Is the more financially literate that you become, the better off you're going to be. Now, you can learn this the easy way or you can learn it the hard way. You can not care, and then by like 30, you're going to have to care because you're drowning in debt and you're super stressed out. Or you can get ahead of it in real time and make sure you budget and plan ahead for things like that. I know a lot of people once they left college, they went back to their parents, started working a real job, and paid off all their debt. And then they left and got an apartment at like 25. That is a real plan that you should consider. Like, that works. That is a smart move to make. I know people who did not go to college, waited 2 years, or got a trade of some sort, made a lot of money, then went back and paid for school. Also a great idea. Keep that in mind. Whether you want to pay on the front end or find a way to pay on the back end, don't have this idea that your debt is you're just never going to pay it off. That's a horrible mindset to have. Do not have that mindset. I know so many people who did have that mindset, and they're not even 30 yet, and they're never going to get out of debt. And it's just such a horrible feeling to have in your early 20s. So please learn finances, learn how to budget, learn what all that stuff means, learn how to calculate debt to what you're making and how to work with that, right? And then for all my people who really want to overachieve, the biggest piece of advice that I can give you to overachieve, I know people like to stream. Me, myself, obviously I have a YouTube channel, so I have my own way of trying to build more income and distinguish myself and things like that. You just have to try something. I'm telling you right now, that's the key. You got to try something. You got to have the work ethic and determination to take that as far as you can. Whether it's right at the end or wrong at the end, take it as far as you can and work your butt off every step of the way. You know, YouTube wasn't the first thing I ever tried to make extra money. And I'm not saying make extra money like I'm working at Starbucks or something like that. I have a pretty good 9-to-5 job that I'm fortunate to have, but I'm still thinking about doing more. That's okay. That's a good mindset to have. Have that mindset. Whether you're coming out of high school or you're leaving college, try a bunch of things. Keep being aggressive. Work 2 jobs if you want to. But the reason why you want to do that is you want to build skills and you want to learn your life lessons early. If you learn early to make a lot of money, buy a house, and then it doesn't work out, like there's tons of damages, there's things wrong with the house here and there, those are real life lessons that you're going to learn that is going to take care of you on the back end when you're in your 30s and 40s and 50s. Start early, start strong, try a bunch of things, and then when you get to 30 and around that time, you'll have a full understanding of what you want to do. You're going to be so significantly ahead of everyone else, it's not even funny. I think it's smart, like I said earlier, with people who go home for college or go home after college, work a job and pay off their debt and stuff. But on the flip side of that, there's people who go home from college and they don't do anything with their life and they just stay at their parents' house and they're too afraid to really go out into the real world and start learning those real life lessons and grow as an adult. Don't be that person. Say yes to life. Jump into challenges. It's okay. You're not going to get it right 100% of the time. Make mistakes. If it makes you feel any better, it is perfectly fine to try everything and to be absolutely broke and start off with 0 at 30. Or better yet, be in big debt and pay your debt off and be at 0 by the time you're 30. Because I guarantee there's so many lessons you learned about that along the way. Versus people who are too afraid and too comfortable and didn't want to try and overachieve. That's my best advice for you. Just try things. Try everything. Try jobs. Try all of that stuff. Don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid to move. You can always move back. And then the last thing I'm going to say, and this ties more to my student athletes, me being one of them, of course. What I would tell you guys is that, the athlete identity crisis is a very real thing. And for people who don't know what that is, the easiest way I can describe it is that if you play sports your entire life, or your entire life you've only known yourself as an athlete or as a skill, like a great 3-point shooter, great quarterback, whatever the case, right? Once your athletic career is done, whether it's through high school, whether it's through college, that's a very hard, big piece of who your identity is as a person that is immediately ended. All the hard work, all the late nights, all the dreaming of you wanting to be a star, and it's over right there. And that does something to you mentally. And there's nothing wrong with that doing something to you mentally. That just means you actually cared and you actually wanted to be good at your sport. So don't take offense to that. Don't think that's a bad thing to have those types of feelings. We all have those types of feelings. And the best way to really conquer the athlete identity crisis, the best way to conquer it is, number one, understand if you put that amount of energy into anything else in life, you're going to be very successful. I guarantee it. I 1,000% guarantee it. If you work that hard as you did in football, in the weight room, waking up at 6 a.m. to work hard, if you did that to literally anything else in life, you will 1,000% be successful. Bookmark it. I guarantee that. And then the second thing is understand that it's okay to try new things. It's okay to have new hobbies. Explore yourself. Figure out more about yourself. Some people, me included, when I was in high school, I was everything about football. I knew everything about football. When I was in college, I was everything about football. I knew everything about football. In my certain situation, I had to medically retire because of football injuries, and that was really hard. But now that I'm not in football, I still have this YouTube channel where I talk about football and sports and still love football. But there's a lot of other things that I like to do that I really enjoy doing. And I still work out for fun and have a great time and compete with myself and have challenges and things like that. So don't think your life is over because sports is over. And don't feel a need you have to overcompensate your sports failures with other things in your life. If sports didn't work out for you and it's over for you and it wasn't the career you had, that's okay. That's just a chapter of your life. You have the whole rest of your life to accomplish many more things. Don't feel down on yourself. Don't feel defeated about yourself. You did a lot of great things in retrospect. Don't forget that. And I know I said I would say 3 things, but now that I'm thinking about it, I do want to throw some more love in for my high school graduates and just give you some really great advice. I know nowadays, college is a big question, especially with this AI and what the future holds with that. The best advice that I can honestly give you is, one, be very thoughtful and mindful with where you're going to college and what degree that you're getting. Personally, I believe, this is from me, a person who graduated in college, and I graduated in engineering, just to give you some context. But in my personal belief, I think you should really consider going to college, and it's fine to go to any college if it's STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math. If it's a STEM degree, right? If it's pre-law or if it's pre-med. I think those are the 6 areas to where if you're going if that's in any of those 6 areas, you're free to go wherever you would like to go. Just make sure it makes sense financially for you, right? If you're not in that, I think you need to be triple careful of where you go and the amount of debt that you're going to have to take to end up getting a degree in that field. Because there are jobs out there that are not in those 6 areas, to where you'll need a master's degree to really be considered with a job that's going to give you $200K in debt, and then the starting salary is going to be $50K. You're never going to pay that off in a meaningful amount of time. You don't want to do that. I'm telling you right now, I've seen so many people, they have been lied to. I'm telling you, you have been lied to. Please do not do that. That is a clear trap. I've seen so many people in that trap trying to claw their way out of it. Really consider that. If it's not in STEM, if it's not pre-law, it's not pre-med, really be strategic about what school you're going to. Maximize the amount of scholarships you can get. Do not get into debt over 100K. I promise you, it's going to help you down the road. Do not do it. I felt like I was lied to. Thankfully, I went into a great major and ended up getting a good degree. I felt like I was lied to because when I grew up, everyone said just get a degree. It doesn't matter what it is. It can be public relations, underwater basket weaving, whatever it is. Don't matter. Don't worry about it, right? And then now all those people are struggling. And then even worse with AI, a lot of those jobs are now being taken away. So really, really consider that. That is the best piece of advice I could give to you as a high school kid. And I would also add, just along with the AI and everything that's going on, is I think that's a real question. I don't have an answer to you because I wasn't in college that long ago and there was no AI. And now there's AI and you see things like computer science degrees are becoming useless essentially. So I find that pretty crazy. The best thing I can tell you is that when in doubt, some of the last things that AI can really take over would be trades. It's going to be very hard for AI to be a plumber. It's going to be very hard for AI to be a carpenter. So I think the best hedge against AI currently would be trade jobs. And trade jobs, you can walk out and get 70, 80K a year off an apprenticeship, you know? So I would really consider that. I don't think engineering's ever going to get taken by AI just because of how complicated engineering is. And that's just my personal opinion on it. I think there's a lot of other degrees that's going to be very hard. I think nursing will be very hard to be taken over by AI. There's AI enhancements that nursing will have, of course, but the human-to-human interaction that you have to have as a nurse and the in-depth decision-making that you need to have, like on demand in emergencies and stuff, I just don't see it practical that AI can fully take over that responsibility. I just don't at this time. I hope this helps. That's just my 2 cents. That's my opinion. Again, you guys are more than welcome to ask me questions down in the comments. If you are a high school or if you are a college student currently or about to graduate, feel free to ask me any questions. Hell, you can even ask me if there's a job offering. I have no problem giving people opportunities at the company that I work for. I mean, if it helps, I have no problem with helping you guys out. But there's one last thing I do want to mention because I have been seeing this online and I do feel a need, we do need to discuss this a little bit. So this Decision 2026 hashtag, where I see people, high schoolers are going up and saying, where am I going to commit to, guys? And it's all of these great colleges that are in the background and stuff. And I see, you know, I got accepted into all these places and I'm getting this amount of scholarship money. This is very corny. I'm going to have to be the one to tell you this. This is very corny. I don't know why people are doing this. And there is nothing wrong with being excited about college. There's nothing wrong with being excited about having good grades and being able to go to a lot of colleges. But why are we lying? Why are we misleading people with what these posts are saying? What I mean by that is you're getting accepted into all these colleges and you're combining all the scholarship money for all these individual colleges and making it as a whole number. That is so fundamentally wrong and fundamentally misleading that it's very aggravating to anyone that sees it. Like, you're just lying to people. And I don't want this to come off as hate. I don't hate these people. I don't even know these people. I'm here to just tell you, this is so unbelievably corny. And it's such a blatant lie of what the situation is with you going to college that is pointless. You don't even have to do this. There's so many better ways you can go about, hey guys, I'm about to go to college. I'm about to go to this school. So many better ways to go about it than just trying to lie to people. The best example that I can give you on how insane this seems to me, this would be like if I got 6 job offers coming out of college, right? And then I just put together all the salaries. So I said, hey guys, I have 6 job offers totaling $400,000 a year. And it's like, well, but you're not making $400,000 a year. Like you're blatantly not going to make that money. So why would you even do something like that? Why would you even clump it together to make it seem like you're going to be making more money than you're actually going to make starting off? That's how I feel about this college thing. Scholarship money, there's plenty of examples. I'll put a bunch of examples up, but there are people that are like, I applied to 100 schools and I have $3 million worth of scholarship money. But you're not getting $3 million in scholarship money. Like that's not going to happen, because as soon as you commit to one school, the other schools aren't going to let you keep the scholarship money. It's not even in your hand. Actually, let me go all in. Let me make sure you guys understand how ridiculous this is. I know there's people in the comments that's like, you just hate people. You got something against this. You're just hating on people. No. Let me explain something to you guys. There is something that's called an application fee. That means for you to apply to this college, you also have to pay a fee for them to review your application, okay? When I was going to school, it was probably around like $75, depending on the school. Some schools do it for free. Some of them have programs. If it's in-state, it's a free application, wherever it is, okay? But a lot of these schools do not. And you do have to pay $50, $75, $100. So when I see people that say they got accepted into over 100 schools, how much money did you spend on just application fees to even get an acceptance letter? That's number one. Number two, when it comes to the scholarship money, that is an estimate. You're not guaranteed the money that they show you on that screen. For you to be guaranteed that money, not only do you have to accept that you're going to that school, but you're going to have to apply to those scholarships as well. So just because you got accepted into LSU and there are 4 scholarships that are aligned for you to receive for going to LSU, that doesn't mean you're going to get the maximum amount of money for all of those scholarships or even win all of those scholarships to then apply. You got to then apply afterwards, and then you get a separate letter from that will tell you how much money you made. Now you see why I get so frustrated with seeing this, how I'm just like, well, you're just lying to people. Like, this isn't true. I also want to say there are some crazy ones where people are like, I have like $5 million in scholarship money. I blatantly don't even believe that's possible. I personally, this is just my theory, what I think they're doing. You're guaranteed a certain amount of federal money based off of how much your income is as a household. I think they're taking that federal money and adding it to every single school that they apply to spruce up the number. Because I also highly doubt that you totaled $5 million and like none of these posts indicate that you've gotten a full ride academically to any of these places, which makes it even more extreme and misleading. That you're saying $5 million in scholarship, but you're still going to have student loan debt, because the numbers don't work like that. This is me trying to help you guys. This is me trying to show you how this is such a lie. And it's so pointless to even lie like this. It makes no sense to me. I don't understand it. I will give credit. Here's what I think is fully acceptable if you want my honest opinion. I don't think there's anything wrong with you having 6 or 7 schools that you apply to, and you want to make a cute little post just like, the 5-star recruits, and be like, well, what school am I going to decide, and all that stuff, right? I also don't mind if you want to do something fun with that too. Like you have a bunch of hats that you put on just like the 5-star recruits, and you're like, I'm going to this school, I'm so excited, and all that stuff. I think that's cool. Have fun, do your thing, right? But you don't have to brag. And again, you don't have to just flat out lie to people and make it seem like you're in a significantly better situation than what it actually is. A lot of these schools that people are applying to, they have like a 90 to 100% acceptance rate. This isn't Harvard we're talking about. This is a normal public university, okay? I just want to make sure that's clear. So while it's cool to you, that you got accepted into that college, the stigma of college isn't what it used to be. Going to college is just seemed as normal at this point. Maybe it's not normal for you, but for everyone else, it's just seemed as normal. So the idea that you got accepted into a program with a 90 to 100% acceptance rate just seems average. And that's the honest truth. It just seems average. And I don't think we have to make average things and balloon it to something that's extraordinary. I think everyone's fully capable of just doing an extraordinary thing that we can all congratulate them on. And I think that's really what the core of this and what my issue is that we're taking very average things and making it the greatest thing in the world by just straight up lying to make it seem like it's the greatest thing in the world when it's not at all. It's actually something that's very normal that people do every single year. And I mean, a majority of the population goes to college. You know, just because you go to college doesn't mean that you graduate from college. That's a whole different thing. And I would also say, like, if you do graduate from college, I think that's acceptable. You should congratulate yourself with that. You should have all the fun. You should throw a party and everything like that. But just getting accepted and just making this post of like, I got accepted into 150 schools. Lord knows how much they paid in application fees. And I'm getting $5 million of total scholarship money. With all that money, at most, you're seeing maybe 20 to 30K a year because you're only going to one school. And that one school is the only school that's going to give you scholarship money. So let's all be grown-ups. Let's stop this. And this isn't me pointing out a certain group of people or anything like that, just to let you know. I think I've seen this across the board. There's plenty of examples of so many different groups of people that are doing this. So I don't want this to come off as I'm only singling a certain group of people out when I say this. But anyway, man, you guys let me know, like, what's the most exciting thing that you guys have going on for after college or after high school? You know, definitely let me know down in the comments. And again, if you have any questions about it, don't be afraid to ask. You never know what advice I can give you to help you out. So there's no bad questions. Ask away. I'm always happy to help. And other than that, guys, man, subscribe to the channel. Check out all of our other content. And I will see you in the next one.